What you're about to see is a Microsoft Excel estimating system that allows you to accurately do a roofing material takeoff even if you have zero math skills or zero Microsoft Excel skills. Sound like a stretch? Spend a few minutes with me and let me show you how this works. First of all, if you've been in the roofing business for any amount of time, you've probably been handed something like this and are expected to do a takeoff on that. This is what it should look like. And let me show you how we get to this point. Let's first start off with an architectural plan. And this is a pretty simple plan, but notice it's got multiple plate heights and then also 6 and 12 slopes front to back, 8 and 12 slopes side to side. Now, as an estimator, how I've always approached doing takeoffs is I break everything down into very small chunks, estimate each individual piece, and then the grand total of all those pieces turns out to be an incredibly accurate takeoff. So let's do the same thing with this roof. We're going to begin by breaking it down into one or more of these shapes. Then we're ultimately going to take measurements and enter those dimensions into the spreadsheet. Now, this system works if you're measuring from architectural plans, or if you're pulling field measurements for the roof, or if you use an aerial roof measurement service. Let's start off the takeoff by looking at the roof planes. We've got a rectangle, we've got parallelograms, we've got trapezoids, and we've got triangles. So now once we get that, let's look at each shape one at a time. We've got a rectangle. The spreadsheet tells you that you need a base and a height dimension. So we've got 11-foot base, 10-foot 4 height, and then also take note of the 8 and 12 roof slope. Next, let's look at the parallelograms. That's prompting you for the same dimensions, base and height, so 12.3, 6.9. And next, let's take a look at the trapezoids. Now, the trapezoids, you need to pull 2 base dimensions and then the height. And to wrap this roof up, we're going to take a look at the triangles, a simple base, and a height. Now, this is what it's going to look like when you enter this information into the spreadsheet. Now, this program also comes with a printable 11 by 17 PDF sheet that you can pencil these dimensions in the field and then take it back to the office and enter it into the spreadsheet. So after everything's entered into the spreadsheet, the square footage of each shape is automatically calculated. Then the total square footage of each shape is summarized along the top. Now, most roofing takeoffs can be broken down into these 3 shapes, but I also gave you a couple more shapes for the more complex roofs. Take a look now at our hips, valleys, ridges. This is what those dimensions look like when entered into the spreadsheet. And notice the 6 and 12 and 8 and 12 roof slopes on the hips and valleys. Then we're going to take a look at our roof overhang lines, our rakes, our eaves, enter that into the spreadsheet. And then lastly, we can measure our flashing points. In this example, I'm saying that we're using step flashing and the wall finish is brick or stone. You can also key it in to where it's head wall or sidewall flashing in siding or stucco as well. Now let's take a look at doing roof measurements from Google Maps. The mechanics are exactly the same. Break the roof down into one or more of those shapes, and then a right click on the Google Maps will bring up the measure tools. So take the measurements, enter that into the spreadsheet. Now, if you're a roofer pulling actual field dimensions from the roof, a simple click will tell it to ignore the pitch factor. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to break it apart into rectangles, parallelograms, trapezoids. Finally, they're triangles, and your roof is measured. Flip the printed form over to the back. You can add your own roof sketch, and that's great for taking back to the office to have a record of what the roof looks like. And then also you can define the project complexity in advance. So say if your pricing is dictated by project complexity, this kind of gives you a field's eye perspective of that project in advance. You can also include any additional roofing accessories that you want included in the takeoff. You can also specify your nailing requirements for the project. And once all your dimensions are in, the takeoff is automatically summarized based on just the dimensions that you entered. And finally, you have your roofing takeoff. This has starter strip, hip and ridge cap, and field shingles. And you can use any waste factor that you want on the spreadsheet. Now, this system comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. Download it, learn it, put it into action, use it for 21 days. If you are not absolutely thrilled with it, I will give you your money back. And I'll even let you keep the software. This comes with free video training, free online support, and you have immediate access to everything right now. Now, let me tell you one thing. This software is not for everybody. If you're a homeowner trying to save a few bucks by roofing your own house, stop the video right now. I do not want you on your roof. Roofing is a very dangerous business and best left to the professionals. Make the smart decision and hire a professional roofing contractor. So if you're still here, you're either a home builder, a remodeler, a roofing contractor, or an estimator like myself. If you're ready to take your estimating to the next level, just click the Order Now button.